question was, are there people that God always decided, well, their destiny is to be single?
First of all, there's no such thing as a single person, by definition, because a soul is like Adam and Chava started as one unit. So everyone who has a soul, which is everyone, has another half, which means there's no such thing as a single. It doesn't exist. What can happen, according to Kabbalah, is in a particular Gilgul, they might miss each other. I guess that could be a scary concept. Maybe that's me. Maybe in this incarnation, I'm not going to, at least physically, be united with my other half. Yeah, that's a possibility that exists. But can I ask you a question? Based on everything you know about emunah and bitachon, if I told you there's this rare, weird aberration that can sometimes happen every few lifetimes to a very small minority of people, would it be in line with emunah and bitachon to assume that that's you? That if it happens to 1 out of 1,000,000 times, that's going to be me, right? Of course, my rotten luck. Or would it be more in line with emunah and bitachon to say, of course I'm not going to be single my whole life. Of course I'm getting married, and I'm going to be happy and productive until that moment. Why should you assume that you're this unusual situation? Like, even if it were true, why should a person make that assumption when it's such a...
Basically cause of probability.
Well, the probability is that's not the case. The preponderance of the statistical probability is that almost certainly you're getting married. Yeah, I wouldn't live your life based on a mute, on a statistically irrelevant or statistically insignificant aberration.
And you know what's so sad, Rabbi Taub? There are people that, for some reason, they think that it's out of the good of their heart to tell other people,
No.
you may have missed your basher.
No.
You should go back to your list of people that you've been suggested to, because you probably missed your basher. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something crazy. I was told that by someone, and I went back to my list because I thought that was the hishtadlus I had to do. And I reached out to someone that I thought, well, you know, at the time, which the irony is that at the time, this person wasn't religious enough for me. And at that time, my religious growth declined. So I thought, perfect. And they were married. So what does that mean? And there are people that have planted this seed of doubt, again, I think in their attempt to try to control something we don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And to those people, if you have that thought, you can ruin someone's life by sharing it. So please don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please don't.
That's a pro tip there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
So
I mean, that's the same question as before, like people who are going to be single in this lifetime. When you say, what if your basher died? Right. That's one of the ways that happens, by the way. But if I were to tell you that there's a 1 in a million chance that you're going to walk outside and get hit by lightning, you're not going to not walk outside. It's not. First of all, it's not sensible. But more importantly, it's not in line with emunah and bitachon. I think this is. Let me just pause here. You're all familiar with the concept of trach gut wird sein gut. Okay. A Yiddish expression. Think good, it will be good. That means that positive framing isn't just to subjectively improve our experience of something. It means that thought has power. Thought has power. Just like action has power. If you do something, it has consequences. Just like speech has power. If you say something, it has consequences. Thought has consequences. No pressure. I don't want to spook you out. But thought has power. So it's very easy to psych yourself out and go into negative thinking, especially when you even think you're being religious, like because you hear these religious themed. It's basically religious themed anxiety, but that's all it is. It's the Yetzer Hara trying to make you miserable, so that you can't serve Hashem properly, and so that you don't productively use your last few moments as a single person, but it takes on this veneer of religiosity because it's like, quoting Maimorei Chazal, and it sounds very, very frum. But the reality is, look at the results of it. It's undermining your ability to be present in Hashem's world as He's making it for you at this moment. So we have to be very careful about what thoughts we choose to focus on. And even if you were to hear some Kabbalistic concept of this person was single in this lifetime because their basher died, what crazy things. It's, I could open up a newspaper right now and find things you could meditate on that would make you miserable. And everyone here would know how foolish that would be. So, lahavdil, if you open up a sefer and you find something there that you could meditate on and make you miserable, like, why is that any less foolish? Why is that any less cruel to yourself, right? So it's foolish, it's cruel. Of course there are these concepts, but the reality is we need to think positively, and the preponderance of evidence is everything's going to work out. Everything's going to be fine. Hashem is guiding you. Hashem's running your life meticulously orchestrated to every detail, and He's doing it with infinite wisdom and infinite kindness. It's all going to be fine. And the more you're aligned with that feeling that it's all going to be fine, it actually helps to, open things up, that it should be a more clear path.